All right, hello everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Daily Crow, presented to you by the Spurs Up Show. I'm Chris Phillips, coming to you live as always. Going to talk about this weekend's baseball series. Gamecocks traveling to Tuscaloosa, looking to get their first SEC series win of the season. South Carolina right now sitting 2-7 overall in conference play. Again, looking to finally get the monkey off their back, build off the momentum from Tuesday night's game against NC State, and get that first SEC series win. Before we get into everything, this is a broadcast presented to you by our friends over at SeatGeek. SeatGeek, the best ticket buying app by far. If you need tickets to anything, whether it be South Carolina Gamecocks events, MLB, NBA, NHL, concerts, comedy club events, literally anything and everything you can buy tickets to, SeatGeek is going to have it. Go download SeatGeek. Use our promo code SPURSUP. You're going to get $10 off your first purchase. So if you are going to SeatGeek to buy tickets, why not save yourself some money in the meantime? They're the best ticket buying app by far. Very, very easy to use. They rate the tickets for you, so they do all the work. You know exactly what you're getting. Really that simple. Again, download SeatGeek, use that promo code SPURSUP, and save $10 off your first purchase today. All right, like I said, I'm going to talk about the South Carolina-Alabama series, which begins tonight. First Thursday, Friday, Saturday series of the season for South Carolina. They're going to have a couple of these going through, obviously, into March and then throughout the month of April as well. So very, very exciting stuff. Games are on SEC Network Thursday, Friday, SEC Network Plus on Saturday. Tonight at 7, Friday 7, and Saturday at 2 o'clock, all Eastern time. Bama right now sitting kind of similar to South Carolina, 20-10 overall, 2-7 in SEC play, so same exact SEC record. They've also struggled in conference play. They were swept this past weekend by the Florida Gators, lost 2 of 3 to Arkansas and Ole Miss to start their SEC play. So definitely have played some very, very good teams, especially the Florida Gators, especially Ole Miss. I mean, really the entire SEC West is loaded, and then you add on Florida. They have definitely opened up with a gauntlet of sorts, for sure. You move into their stats, both pitching and hitting, it's funny. Their stats are very, very, very deceptive in my opinion, because when you look at them just kind of up front, their overall statistics, they look pretty good. 3.40 ERA, 271 team batting average, but when you really kind of dig, look at their SEC statistics, it's not good. We'll start with pitching, obviously, like I mentioned, 3.4 ERA overall, but they have a 6.99 ERA in SEC play. So you would think that South Carolina is going to be able to score some runs on these guys. They've been depleted by injuries similar to USC. We'll kind of start with their weekend rotation again. Friday, right-handed pitcher Sam Finnerty, 4-3 with a 3.92 ERA. Saturday, right-handed pitcher Brock Love, 3-1 with a 4.10 ERA. And then Sunday, they go with a freshman right-handed pitcher Tyler Ross, 1-2 with a 3.22 ERA. So again, the ERA overall as a team ERA looks pretty good. 3.40 ERA. Again, it's better than South Carolina's, I think, 4.1 ERA or something like that. But the SEC ERA has been brutal, 6.99. That's giving up a lot of base hits and a lot of runs, if you're Alabama, for sure. As far as their hitters are concerned, 271 team average, but they're hitting 204 in SEC play. So, again, it's been very, very rough for Alabama as far as SEC play is concerned. 204 average. They've only got 4 home runs in SEC play overall. Players to watch for those guys, though, Keith Holcomb, 3 homers, 25 ribbies, leads the team in RBIs. You've got Colby Robinson as well, leading the team in average. 365 average mark, hitting 305 in conference play, which leads those guys as well as far as people that have a ton of at-bats. I think they've got one guy that's hitting like 390, but he's got like 5 at-bats. So Colby Robinson, for what it's worth, leading them in both conference average and overall team average, also has 18 RBIs on the year. And then Tyler Gentry with 5 home runs has the team lead in home runs for those guys as well. But not a team in Alabama that's going to hit a ton of home runs. Again, it feels like a weekend where South Carolina can have success both on the mound and at the plate as well. We'll go into South Carolina, who's hot, who's not. Jacob Olson, got to start with him. He's definitely hot. 2 homers against NC State, including the walk-off bomb. What can you say about Jacob Olson? Again, I feel like every time he hits a home run, it's a walk-off home run. So Jacob Olson continued to swing the bat very well. Who's not? Got to say Dylan Harley. 1+ inning pitch against NC State. 5 earned runs, 3 walks. Not his best stuff, not his best outing. Again, you look at the competition, though, who he was facing. NC State, obviously, one of the best teams in the country, and it didn't hurt him. He didn't get the loss because South Carolina was able to come back and get the win. But overall, yeah, Jacob Olson and Dylan Harley, who's hot, who's not. What to watch for? Again, Danny Lloyd getting his second start, first one on the road. I'm very interested to see kind of how he builds off that first start he had against Auburn, who is a very, very good team, very dangerous lineup. Again, the stats would tell you that he's not going to face quite as dangerous a lineup tonight. Obviously, in the SEC, there are no off weekends. Anybody can beat you anytime. But you have to be excited for Danny Lloyd, kind of what he brings to the table. Has really, really good stuff. Again, looked really good last weekend. Going on the road, obviously, is very, very interesting for a true freshman. His first start on the road. but he has pitched on the road before. So I'm excited to see kind of how he builds on that, how he, again, just how he continues to develop for South Carolina, because it's going to be key for him to continue to develop. Can South Carolina finally win game one of a series? Can they finally win a Friday night game, but they're playing on Thursday? I just think it's so pivotal South Carolina get off to a good start in this series. I mean, you're looking at a team, again, that has played 3 SEC series and has not won the first game in all of them. They've literally followed the same script, it feels like, every single weekend. Win Friday, lose Saturday, lose Friday, win Saturday, lose Sunday. So it'd be nice, obviously, for South Carolina to get off the schneid, kind of get that initial win on tonight. Go into Saturday looking to take the series versus have Reed Morgan go out there looking to battle back just to get you in it and put all the pressure on Sunday. So again, that's going to fall on the arm of Danny Lloyd, obviously, on this offense as well. Can they continue to build the momentum? That's kind of my next point. Does the offense and does this team sort of carry momentum from the NC State win? Obviously, last season, very, very similar, in which South Carolina was struggling. They were scuffling through the first couple of weeks of SEC play. South Carolina able to get a big win and get a huge series sweep over LSU, and from there, South Carolina, I think, won 7 or 8 SEC series in a row, completely turned the season around, got one game from Omaha. Can the NC State game serve as sort of that same momentum shifter, momentum builder for South Carolina as we go into the second, third, and the final bits of the season? Because there's 7 SEC series left, and obviously South Carolina's got a job to do if it wants to make the postseason. I mean, I'm thinking if you finish any worse than 15-15, I don't think there's any way you get in the postseason. You really need to be at that 16-14 mark, be over 500 in conference play to get in the postseason. It all starts this weekend for South Carolina. Again, the pressure's on. How does South Carolina's young team handle it? You got a lot of new faces, and I really feel like it's safe to say this is a must-win weekend for South Carolina, no doubt. You've got to at least win 2 of 3. Obviously, getting the sweep would be huge, and getting as many wins as you possibly can is big. But this is a weekend, to me, it's a must-win. Absolutely. I'll go ahead and tell you guys, if South Carolina loses this series, again, I don't want to be pessimistic or negative, but if they do lose this series, you have my full permission to hit the panic button, because you're going to run out of series in which I don't want to say favored to win, but you're going to run out of series as favorable as this one. Really looking at the schedule, you've got Alabama, Kentucky, and Missouri are the 3 series that I say you really, really have to win those, because the rest of the schedule, you look at it, Florida, Vanderbilt, Texas A&M, and Mississippi State. So you think of that competition, South Carolina's got to take advantage against teams like this. They've got the talent. It's just kind of putting it all together throughout the weekend for me. So the pressure is certainly on. And if the Gamecocks, for some reason, fall 2 of 3 or get swept, for the love of God, if that happens, you can absolutely hit the panic button. I will not judge anybody for that. Key player this weekend is actually 2 guys for me. I'm going to say Noah Campbell and TJ Hopkins. I think both those guys being spark plugs at the top of the lineup, because listen, as much grief as I've given the pitching, this South Carolina lineup's got to be better. They get guys on base. They need to be better getting on base in general, not hitting so many solo home runs and just producing runs. It starts with the guys at the top, in my opinion. Those 2 guys getting on base, I guarantee you that if Noah Campbell and TJ Hopkins have a good weekend, if both guys have good weekends, good things are going to happen for South Carolina. And South Carolina, I expect to score a lot of runs if that happens. Overall prediction for the series, I've got the Gamecocks winning the series. I'm going to say right now they win 2 of 3. I'm not ready yet to say South Carolina is going to get a sweep until, until I see it happen. I'm going to pick, again, the South Carolina to win 2 of 3. I definitely think the opportunity for a weekend sweep is there, but I got to see South Carolina do it. It's kind of a show-me weekend, if you will. But I do think Gamecocks will win the series either way, get their first SEC series win of the year, and get some much-needed positive momentum as we move deeper and deeper into SEC play. So take Gamecocks 2 of 3, winning 2 of 3 this weekend. Again, fingers crossed they get the sweep. But overall, that's going to do it for me. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, if you haven't heard, get to the spring game on Saturday. Huge recruiting weekend. Hashtag PackWillieB. Get to Williams-Brice Stadium on Saturday if you can. Obviously, our live show tomorrow night, live appearance from Moosehead Saloon. $1 kamikaze shots from 10 to 11. Going to be a really good time. Come out if you can. We'd love everybody there. We'd love to get a huge crowd out there if we can. But other than that, appreciate you guys tuning in. Should be a lot of fun. We'll obviously be covering the entire baseball series, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much, guys.